So we'll start with Jai Radha. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jan Ballava Girivardhari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jan Ballava Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballava Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe. Jayo Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe. जयो राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे। जयो जगन्नाथ जयो जगन्नाथ जयो बलदेवा जयो सुभद्रा। निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताई गौर हरि बोल। निताई गौर निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताई गौर हरि बोल। निताई गौर। जयो जयो प्रभुपाद 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 जयो जयो प्रभुपाद। जय प्रभुपाद। जयो जयो प्रभुपाद 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 जयो जयो प्रभुपाद। जयो जयो गुरुदेव 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 जयो जयो गुरुदेव। निताई गौर प्रेमानंद। जयो जयो श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जयो गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जयो जयो श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जयो गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जयो जयो श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जयो गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय हरे कृष्णा। So basically we are Gaur Purnima is going to come, the holy appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya's appearance is going to come, the day, the special day for all of us, the most auspicious day for us. And I was being told that, we are trying to warm up ourselves for the very special day of our life, Gaur Purnima. And so we'll be talking a little bit about Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who is here. So I was thinking of by the time I do my Mangalacharan, you can find this song. It's called Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. This is by Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Sharanagati. This is called Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori. There is one more song like that, so you have to type the Jive. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori. This is by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Sharanagati. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Praying that the lotus feet of my spiritual master, our dear Srila Prabhupada, and all the Guru Vargas, may I speak few words in the glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the pleasure of all the Vaishnavas and for my very own purification, Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavnevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namah Mukum Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Kathanchana smite yasmin duskaram shukaram bhaved Bismite viparitam syat Shri Chaitanya Namamitam. This verse from Adi Leela 14.1, it says that all the difficult things become very easy, and all that's very easy to do, you may think, oh, I can do it like this, becomes very difficult if we do not remember Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we somehow or the other, we remember Mahaprabhu, things become very easy for us, which seem to be difficult. To that Mahaprabhu, I pay my obeisances. We'll sing the song. So I was thinking, if you read Adi Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and wonderfully translated into English by Srila Prabhupada, which he completed the translation even before Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the Vedanta Sutra. It says again in Chaitanya Charitamrita for Srimad Bhagavatam is like the Vedanta Sutra for the Vaishnavas, for our philosophy. But Prabhupada completed Chaitanya Charitamrita into English before Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's the importance of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It has our philosophy. If you read Adi Leela, at least talking for myself, it's so much of tattva, so much of philosophy is there. So, but then I was thinking, Sunday feast, we should have something light and yet philosophical. And that's how the bhajans are. By Narottam Das Thakur, by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, it's written on his Prarthana book in the introduction that his songs are for his bhajans, are for the devotees. But for Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it is for everybody to understand. So the language is much more easier to relate. Of course, it's in Bengali, but then we have the translation also, and we will try to deep down. So, when you're reading, as Prabhu was saying, Srila Prabhupada books, so we have Bhagavad Gita for our first understanding. The first understanding of spirituality is that we are not this body, we are the soul. And then it goes, as a soul, what we do. And then, our service, our relationship, etc. So we promote from one book, Bhagavad Gita, to Srimad Bhagavatam, to Chaitanya Charitamrita, but this Vaishnava bhajans are the capsule of everything in one bhajan. You get so much. So we'll try to focus and we'll go as much details as time and my ability permits. You can sing along. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori, or you can follow also. Swaparshad Suya Dhama Saha Avatari. অত্যন্ত দুর্লভ প্রেম করিবারে দান শিখায় শরণাগতি ভক্তেরও প্রাণ শিখায় শরণাগতি ভক্তেরও প্রাণ দৈন্যাত্মা নিবেদন গোপ্তৃত্বে বরণ অবশ্য রক্ষিবে কৃষ্ণ বিশ্বাস পালন অবশ্য রক্ষিবে কৃষ্ণ বিশ্বাস পালন ভক্তি অনুকূলা মাত্র করায় স্বীকার ভক্তি প্রতিকূলা ভাবা বর্জনাঙ্গীকার ভক্তি প্রতিকূলা ভাবা ভজন অঙ্গীকার বর্জন অঙ্গীকার ষড়ঙ্গ শরণাগতি হইবে যাহার তাহারও প্রার্থনা শুনে শ্রীনন্দ কুমার তাহারও প্রার্থনা শুনে শ্রীনন্দ কুমার রূপা সনাতন পাদে দন্ত্র তৃণা করি ভক্তি বিনোদা পরে দুহু পাদা ধরি কাঁদিয়া কাঁদিয়া বলে আমি তো অধম শিখায় শরণাগতি করহ উত্তম শিখায় শরণাগতি করো হে উত্তম Thank you. So we'll go by, I will read the translation later, but I'll go and explain the meaning first, as per my understanding. It says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori. So Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, standing right there next to Nityananda Ram, who is none other than Balaram, and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Shri Krishna himself. He comes down with what? With his associates, Swaparshad and Suya Dhama and his abode, which is Navadvip Dham, Kolkata, West Bengal. And he is the avatari, he is a Saha avatari, he himself manifested to this material world with his associates and with the Dham. Next one is very important. It says, Atyanta Durlabha Prema Koribare Dan. Atyanta Durlabh, if you understand Hindi, which means very rare. Atyanta means even rarest. The rarest of all. The most confidential thing that one in a human form of life can get is the Krishna Prema. And so who came to give this Prema? Koribare Dan. Dan means, as we know, Dan is giving. To give this, charity. What Krishna Prema? Mahaprabhu has come. But how do you get it? It says, Shikhaya Sharanagati. He is teaching us how to do Sharanagati. And what is Sharanagati? We will read ahead. Bhakotero Pran. So this Sharanagati is the life and soul of a devotee. And then next, it's talking what's Sharanagati exactly. Danya Atma Nivedana Guptritra Varana. Danya, that means humility. Atma Nivedan, complete surrender, or rather surrendering the soul or yourself. Goptritra Varana, understanding Krishna as your maintainer or as your master. Only maintainer or only master. Okay, Goptritra Varana. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect, no matter what. Vishwasa Palane. If you have this faith that Krishna will definitely protect, no matter what. Bhakti Anukula Matra Kora Eshikar. Accepting everything, working on everything that's favorable for Krishna consciousness. And Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjanangikar. Varjanangi means rejecting, not accepting, not doing what is not recommended for Krishna consciousness. Shadanga, if you count, we'll count back. Danya, humility, Atma Nivedan, surrender, accepting Krishna as your maintainer or master. Krishna will definitely protect you. Doing things that's favorable for Krishna consciousness, not doing things those are not favorable for Krishna consciousness. These are six limbs. So it says, Shadanga Sharanagati. So Sharanagati has the 6 limbs. Hoibe Jahar, Taharo Prarthana Shone, Sri Nanda Kumar. Whoever has the 6 limbs, his prayer will be heard by Sri Nanda Kumar, the son of Nanda Maharaj. And who is that? Krishna. Rupa Sanatan Pade Danto Trina Kori. Rupa Sanatan, if you see on our altar, there are 6 Goswamis on the extreme side of this side, right? So we have 6 Goswami, and of that, the leading two are Rupa and Sanatan. They are the most elderly one, and also the leader of the 6 Goswami, Rupa and Sanatan. They are brothers. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is holding their feet and saying, how is he holding their feet? With a Danta Trinadhari. He is having a blade of grass in between his teeth and holding their feet. Bhakti Vinoda, the author, our Acharya, he is holding their feet and requesting them. What is he requesting? He is saying, Kadiya Kadiya Bole, Ami to Adhom. He is saying, I'm the lowest of man, and he is weeping saying it. Shikhaye Sharanagati, but you please, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, teaching me Sharanagati, how to do Sharanagati, how to practice the 6 limbs. Korohe Uttam, make me exalted. We'll go by the translation also. Out of compassion for fallen souls, Sri Krishna Chaitanya came to this world with his personal associates and divine abode to teach Sharanagati, the goal of surrender to the Almighty God, and to freely distribute ecstatic love of God, which is ordinarily very difficult to obtain. This Sharanagati is the very life of the true devotee. The ways of Sharanagati are humility, dedication of the self, acceptance of the Lord as one's only maintainer, faith that Krishna will surely protect, execution of only those acts favorable to pure devotion, and renunciation of conduct adverse to pure devotion. The youthful son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna, hears the prayer of anyone who takes refuge in him by these 6-fold practice. Bhaktivinoda places a straw between his teeth, prostrates himself before the 2 Goswamis, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan, and clasps their lotus feet with his hands. I am certainly the lowest of man, he tells them weeping, but please make me the best of men by teaching me the ways of Sharanagati. Before I explain a little bit of the bhajan, I would like to chant this. If you think that we will be reciting some of the Bengali verses and some of the Bengali things that of course the entire song is in Bengali and the verses coming up will be in Bengali, and you may think, oh, Chaitanya Charitamrita is just for Bengalis. So that I have a verse. This is Madhya Chaitanya Charitamrita 282.87. Jeba nahi bujhe keho shunite shunite sheho ki adbhut Chaitanya Charita. Krishne upajibe priti janibe rosero riti shunilei boro hoya hita. So this verse says that Jeba nahi bujhe keho, if you do not understand Bengali or Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you think, oh, we have never heard about him. You know, as I'm talking, I was thinking in my childhood, in my uncle's house, my mom's brother's house, there's a big cutout of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I grew up thinking he is a saint, like any other saint. Didn't know he's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For us, it is even more difficult. And if you're for Indians, it's difficult. If you're a Bengali, it's even more difficult because you know some. So like a half-baked, you know. And so it's very difficult to undo. For when Prabhupada came here and taught his disciples in the Western world, so they didn't know Krishna, they didn't know Mahaprabhu. So they just had to know a little bit more. That's it. They had to know, okay, this is Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not an incarnation of Krishna. He is Krishna, but more merciful. But then for them, it was another information like Krishna. But if you're an Indian or you are Bengali, so you have to undo what you have learned. Oh, he is saint, he is saint. Oh, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it says, the verse that I read in the English says that Jeba nahi bujhe keho, even if you don't understand, shunite sho, but that person, if you keep hearing, then you will realize how wonderful is this Chaitanya Charita. Charitra means the characteristic of Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna upajive priti. You may say, oh, I have nothing to do with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I only love Krishna. And I want to love Krishna. I have nothing to do with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I don't need to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Fine. But it says that Krishna upajive priti. You definitely want to increase your love for Krishna. And for that, you have to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita. Janibe roshero riti. Then you will understand the rituals, the rules of how to have a relationship. We have 5 primary relationship with Krishna: as a friend, as parents, and the topmost is the conjugal, at least that's what Prabhupada gave us. And to understand those rules and regulation, how to get those, it is not an imaginary thing. This is, we call, Srila Prabhupada called it sahajiya. Like you think, oh, okay, I'm a girlfriend of Krishna from tomorrow, and you act accordingly. So that's not how our sampradaya works. So what Srila Prabhupada taught us, we do everything through scripture. So we read scripture, we understand as Prabhupada, our acharyas explained. So when you keep hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita, what will happen? You will have love for Krishna, and the rasas that we can exchange with Krishna, you will understand that. Shunilei hoy borohit. Just by hearing, even if, Prabhupada in the beginning, when he went to India, he had to give sometimes Hindi classes. I have heard Prabhupada saying, which language? And the Indians, they will say, Hindi, Bengali or whatever, and disciples cannot say anything, so he will say, all right, we will do in English. But then sometimes he had to do it in Hindi. And then the devotees, his early disciples will start, getting up and going. And then he will say, sit down, sit down. Even if you do not understand the language, but the sound vibration from a pure devotee is so wonderful that will purify us. So, Shunile, just even if you hear, these are verses composed, most of it are composed by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And just by hearing those and, trying to understand and contemplating on them, we will become purified. So the bhajan, if you have still open. I was thinking 2 points from here was, why do we need Sharanagati? Is like, why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us Sharanagati? And if you go back to that's what he says, that the second stanza says that he came to teach us Shikhaye Sharanagati Bhakotera Pran. He is teaching that the life and soul of a devotee, the life and soul of a devotee is Sharanagati. But why do we need Sharanagati? We are fine without Sharanagati. We come to temple, we pay obeisances, take prasadam or whatever. Why do we need Sharanagati? Why go there? The 5th stanza says, Shardanga Sharanagati, the 6 limbs of Sharanagati, whoever has those, what happens to them? Krishna will listen to your prayer. So if you want Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, to listen to your prayers, you better have those 6 limbs of Sharanagati. And we have discussed the 6 limbs of Sharanagati. So that's why we need to go through this Sharanagati route. And the last one is I feel it it says Kadya Kadya, though in English it sounds like I don't know what, but Kadya Kadya it is basically. So he is weeping and he is saying, I am Adham. Adham is the lowest of whatever, lowest. Kadya Kadya, he is crying. And you may think, oh, he is a poor person, beggar maybe on the road. But he was a magistrate. He was such a wonderful magistrate that the British government had built a railway track from his house to the workplace, to his court. And even till 2015, if you go to Godrumadip, which is one of the 9 islands, his house, Swananda Sukhada Kunj, you will see right where his desk is, there's a bed and there is his desk, and there is a, there's a porch there, and from there, from the window, you can see the track. Railway track, which has been, the devotee who took us there said, I took the right till 2015, after they had to, because it was not doing anything else. So he was that important. Imagine your office is building except, just for you, a railway track. So he's that successful. So he's not a beggar on the street and doesn't know what to do with his life and saying, Kadya, Kadya, I'm just crying, please take me. He was extremely successful, and still he is saying, I am Adham. And from that, we can come to 2 points. Why is he saying, I am Adham? First of all, he is showing us that humility is the only treasure of a pure devotee. Humility is the only asset that a devotee can have. And the second, and you may say, why humble? He might be like that, Like sometimes I don't know anything. In my heart, I'm thinking, I know everything. But it's an external or superficial humility. But when it comes to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is in the spiritual world, Goloka, is very associate of Srimati Radharani in a very intimate way. He is that close to Radharani. And so he's teaching us how to be humble. A devotee has to be humble. So he's saying, I am Adham, I am the lowest. And the second thing was that our material embellishments, we might be this, we might be doctor, we are engineer, or whatever our material embellishment are, is not at all the measurement of our spiritual advancement. We might be very successful, materially, but if we do not surrender and take up bhakti or devotional service, what's the use? Because even if you are very successful businessman in this life and we die, next birth, can you say, I was very successful business person, and give me, if by Krishna's mercy, by Guru's mercy, we become human again, that itself is a question. If we become somehow a human again, and can we come back to the business, even if it's your son running the business and you come back and say, it was my business, please give it back? No. You have to start from A, B, C, D. But bhakti in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that even if you do little, it will continue. It's a step up. Like if you do 1%, you continue from there. It never gets wasted. It's always there. But anything that you achieve materially will some point of time, at least with your body, will go for a loss. So he's saying he is lowest, but then he is telling how to be uplifted. He is asking Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, please uplift me, elevate me. And how? Shikhaya Sharanagati Koroho Uttam. Make me the best from the lowest. Shikhaya Sharanagati. Teaching me surrender. The reason I was thinking of this, because I felt, there's so much of philosophy in Adi Leela that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has comprised everything in this one bhajan. And in a short class, to prepare ourselves, the mood for Gaur Purnima, at least if nothing, to think that why we have to be humble. Every time we go rude on somebody, we show, I know attitude. At least we think about it, whether we can, practice it or not, but at least think about it. So that's how we, warm up for, of course, we have to build our consciousness toward Gaur Purnima, but through these bhajans, it makes us more meditative and, we can contemplate. Hence, one can become exalted by the 6 angas or the limbs of Sharanagati. And who can teach them? It's Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki. So that's about the bhajan. And then there's a beautiful verse. I mean, everything is beautiful about Chaitanya Charitamrita or Krishna consciousness. So this is Adi 1.4. Chaitanya Charitamrita 1.4. This is again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's qualities. Why did he come? About that, following the same line what Bhaktivinoda Thakur sung through the bhajan. I will just recite it. Anarpita chiram chirat karunaya avatirna kalau samarpayetu munnatu ujvala rasamsa bhakti shriyam haripurata sundara dutikadam basandi pita sadaridaya kandare spurato va sachinandana sadaridaya kandare spurato va sachinandana. Translation. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. This is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami blessing the readers and the audience. And what is he blessing? He is blessing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Sachi Mata. So Mahaprabhu's mother's name was Sachi Devi. Be transcendently situated in your heart, innermost chamber of your hearts, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. That's what his complexion, molten gold. He has appeared in the age of Kali, which is our age, by his causeless mercy. Why did he come? Why did he come? For no reason. That's why it's causeless. Mercy is always causeless. Like, mercy is, you cannot say, oh, I deserve it. Mercy is when you do not deserve it and you still get it. It's called mercy. So it's causeless mercy. To bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. So we have to be so very grateful to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because even Krishna, Prabhupada will talk in another purport, which no other incarnation has done. That's what Mahaprabhu has done for us. That is, he has given us what? The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. The Madhurya Rasa was given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When I was reading it, I was excited that, Prabhupada would have given a wonderful purport to it. I want to read it, and I go down the Vedas or the book, and there's no purport. And I was like, such a beautiful verse. Why did Prabhupada not explain? Prabhupada could have explained, like, he has given purport like almost like a mini books in Srimad Bhagavatam and even Chaitanya Charitamrita. Why not this verse? This is such a crucial verse for us to understand Mahaprabhu. And then as I was thinking for this class, I was thinking of this another verse. Again, Adi Leela 8.15. This is Bengali. Adi Leela 8.15. It says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Karo Ho Bichar Bichar Korite Chitte Pabe Chamatkar. The verse says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, that is our Mahaprabhu. Every time I say Shri Krishna Chaitanya, if you don't know, that is Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Think of his mercy. Karo Ho Bichar. Think about his mercy. And if you think about his mercy, you will find it so wonderful. The translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. And this purport, I don't know how I thought of this verse. This has a wonderful purport that all we need to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Translation. If you are indeed interested in logic and argument, kindly apply it to the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you do so, you will find it to be strikingly wonderful. So if you think, I'm very smart. If you think, I think I'm very smart. Think very smart, and then I can comprehend everything in the world. And then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, use your intelligence to understand Mahaprabhu's mercy. And if you understand Mahaprabhu's mercy, then you will know how strikingly wonderful it is. Purport. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments in this connection that people in general, in their narrow-minded conception of life, create many different types of humanitarian activities. But the humanitarian activities inaugurated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are different. So there are many humanitarian activities, but the one that's given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are different. For logicians who want to accept only that which is proven through logic and argument, it is a fact that without logic and reason, there can be no question of accepting the absolute truth. I was thinking, when we came to Krishna consciousness, I was thinking that growing up, anything ritual, you ask them about it, they will say, no, just accept it. It was very blind following. Talking about back in India, at least when I was growing up. But then when I started hearing Prabhupada's lecture, he's the one who was always giving us option. And even in the class that we have now, that, you can always ask question and nobody will say, oh, that's, how dare you ask question. Prabhupada, in fact, right, this is how it should be. This is when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's, followers would say that when it was claimed that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was an impersonalist, Mayavadi, his followers will say, how can you say? And Prabhupada in the purport, I remember reading it in the temple and said, this is very wonderful. He was not supporting Mayavadi. He was saying question is very wonderful. We should not be blind followers. So questioning is a very right thing to do. If you have a question, please ask. But again in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that there's a way to ask question. You have to be submissive, you have to serve the spiritual master, and don't have a challenging mood. And Prabhupada in chapter 2 of Srimad Bhagavatam, I believe it is 261, I'm not very confident about it, but in the purport Prabhupada's right that one cannot challenge and know Krishna at the same time. So we have if we are arrogant, I'm going to ask this person and put him down or her down, then Krishna will not reveal to us. So it's very nice to ask question, but in a submissive way, with the mood to understand, not to challenge. But the humanitarian activities inaugurated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are different. For logicians who want to accept only that which is proven through logic and argument, it is a fact that without logic and reason there cannot be there can be no question of accepting the absolute truth. Unfortunately, when such logicians take to this path without the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they remain on the platform of logic and argument and do not advance in spiritual life. So what Prabhupada is writing here, that if we try to accept everything by depending on our own intelligence and without going through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we remain forever there. We do not advance in spiritual life. However, if one is intelligent enough to apply his arguments and logic to the subtle understanding of the fundamental spiritual substance, he will be able to know what a poor fund of knowledge established on the basis of material logic cannot help one understand the absolute truth, which is beyond the reach of imperfect senses. So Krishna has a name, it's called Adhokshaja, which means one who is beyond our senses, with whom we cannot understand with our material senses, with our mundane eyes, ears, nose. Because why they are mundane and why am I cursing them? Not exactly, but then if you see, if the light goes on, we cannot see each other. Krishna is not like that. If some disease happen, we cannot taste. We may not be able to hear or see or whatever we do with our senses, it can go for a toss within a moment. So they're imperfect, but Krishna's senses are not like that. It is perfect, and we have imperfect senses, so we cannot understand the perfect with the imperfect senses. So that's why it's being said. So his name is Adhokshaja. Next time you hear this name, remember that's what it means. One who is beyond our material, mundane conception or understanding or senses. The Mahabharata therefore says, Achintya khalo ye bhavana tams tarkena yojayet. Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva 522. How can that which is beyond the imagination or sensory speculation of mundane creatures be approached simply by logic? Logic and argument are very poor in spiritual strength. Logic and argument are very poor in spiritual strength and always imperfect when applied to spiritual understanding. By putting forward mundane logic, one frequently comes to the wrong conclusion regarding the absolute truth. And as a result of such a conclusion, one may fall down to accept a body like that of a jackal. So if you think, you might get a body of, all of us, any of us can get a body of jackal if you keep depending on, sometimes the Acharya gets heavy on us, because we are not able to understand him, so that might be a case. But we can get basically any kind of body if we keep depending on our logic, our senses. I understand it this way, I understand it that way, instead of believing what Krishna has to say or what the Acharyas has to say. Despite all this, those who are actually inquisitive to understand, now he was saying how you should not be, now he is giving a hope how you can be, advance in how you can advance in spiritual life. Despite all this, those who are actually inquisitive to understand the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through logic and argument are welcome. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami addresses them, please put Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy to your crucial test, and if you are actually a logician, you will come to the right conclusion, that there is no personality more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. So if you really contemplate upon it, you will realize how merciful, because that's the success of human life. That is, that you can have a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that can, Prabhupada again and again and again, he repeats in his classes that human form is meant for that. If their judgment is impartial, they will understand that no other humanitarian activities can surpass those of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone is engaged in humanitarian activities on the basis of the body, but from Bhagavad Gita 2.18, we understand Antavanta ime deha nityasya ukta sharirina. The material body is ultimately subject to destruction, whereas the spiritual soul is eternal. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philanthropic activities are performed in connection with the eternal soul. So this word, right, dharma. So you have a dharma. Dharma and religion are not same. Prabhupada's been explaining it throughout his books, his lectures. religion is something is more like a faith which can change. Today I'm born Hindu, so I believe in some deities. Tomorrow I'll be born as Muslim, I'll believe in something else. So it's changing, you see. Every time if I become an ant, my dharma will be different. So these are the dharma on the bodily base. You know how my body is, my dharma is that. Every dharma that we do is in connection with body, is temporary, because the body itself is temporary, right? But the dharma that Prabhupada is mentioning, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us, is with the soul. And it's, you know, and what is the dharma of the soul? Jive Shwarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. What is the, it is not just for human, because the human can become an ant can become a human, and any species, any of this species, we keep transmigrating. So, but the eternal dharma of the soul that is transmigrating is being accepting and knowing that we are the servant of Krishna, eternal servant. Jive Shwarup, Swarup, our actual roop, is the eternal, is recognizing and knowing that we are the eternal servant of Krishna. However, one tries to benefit the body, it will be destroyed. However one tries to benefit the body, it will be destroyed, and one will have to accept another body according to his present activities. If one does not therefore understand the science of transmigration, but considers the body to be all in all, his intelligence is not very advanced. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without neglecting the necessities of the body. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that you do not neglect the body, because again, it's a vehicle. If you do not have the body, what do you pay obeisances with? How do you serve the Lord with? If you do not have the, if you do not take care of your body, this is what you, this is Bhagavad Gita wonderfully explain how you use your senses to serve the Lord, so that your mind can be engaged, your intelligence can be engaged, and then you can be more at the soul's level. So you have to take care of the body, but not so much so that you think this is all in all. This body is the thing that I'm living for. That's not a good intelligence. His intelligence is not very advanced. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without neglecting the necessities of the body, imparted spiritual advancement to purify the existential condition of humanity. Therefore, if a logician makes his judgment impartially, Prabhupada is saying again and again, impartially. So you cannot have a preconceived notion that, okay, what I understand is right. I will still give Mahaprabhu a chance. That's not how we do it. You be honest, impartial, and that's how you test Mahaprabhu. He is asking, please go ahead and test Mahaprabhu if you have to. So you test Mahaprabhu, but with a pure heart, without being impartial. He will surely find that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Mahavadanya avatar, the most magnanimous incarnation. He is even more magnanimous than Lord Krishna himself. Lord Krishna demanded that one surrender unto him, but he did not distribute love of Godhead as magnanimously as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We know this Bhagavad Gita verse 18.66, Sarva dharma parityaja mamekam sharanam bhakar. Leave everything and come to me. That's what Prabhupada said. He said it, but who is showing us? Like a mother, who is showing us? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is holding our hand and showing us how to be a devotee. Krishna said, just become a devotee. He just gave an instruction. But who is actually showing us, who is becoming our here in this case as a Shiksha Guru, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and showing us how to be a devotee. If we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we will see the exchanges between devotees and how Mahaprabhu is affectionate, how devotees are affectionate amongst themselves. So everything that a devotee should be is being explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's why Prabhupada is saying he is even more magnanimous than Krishna. He is the Mahavadanya avatar. Vadanya, I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture, and Prabhupada was saying, somebody asked, it's a Hindi lecture, and Prabhupada is saying that Mahavadanya means that one who gives abundantly, who gives away. So Mahaprabhu is giving. What is he giving? As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore, I missed something. Lord Krishna demanded that one should surrender unto him, but he did not distribute love of God as magnanimously as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami, we heard about Rupa Goswami in the bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whose feet Bhaktivinoda Thakur was tightly holding and saying, teach me Shanagati. So Prabhupada is talking about him. Srila Rupa Goswami offers Lord Chaitanya, his respectful obeisances with the word Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tushe Nama. Lord Krishna simply gave the Bhagavad Gita by which one can understand Lord Krishna as he is. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is also Krishna himself, gave people love of Krishna without discrimination. In one of the verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita says, when you chant the name of Krishna, there are aparad. So we chant 10 offenses before we chant. But if you take the name of Nityananda Ram and Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, there is no offense because they don't hold any offense. And as you see, he gave the love of God to anybody. To anybody. So that's Mahaprabhu. And so that's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, that, if we keep contemplating, on how wonderful, and to contemplate we have to hear. We need to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And when we think about it, we will find how wonderful, how magnanimous, as Prabhupada is saying again and again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, only by hearing and contemplating, and of course hearing from Srila Prabhupada. So there is a story, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 9. This Brahman, Mahaprabhu is now touring South India, and he meets this Brahman. And this Brahman invites Mahaprabhu, which is quite common. Mahaprabhu goes to place, and he's a sannyasi, he gets invited, and he invites. So this Brahman, he had this, since childhood, he was so attracted towards the name of Lord Ram. So he will always be chanting Ram, 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 Ram. And then he was serving Mahaprabhu, he was chanting Lord Ram's name. So Mahaprabhu took prasadam, excuse me, and then went, to his next destination, next tirth, next pilgrimage. And then while coming back, he again met this Brahman, and this time he was chanting, guess what? Krishna, 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 Krishna. So then Mahaprabhu, being very curious, he asked, what happened? I thought you were, devotee of Ram and you were chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. He said, since childhood, this Ram name was so attractive to me. I loved Ram. He is my Ishta. This is a verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. He's my Ishta. He's so, he's my worshipable deity. I will always chant his name. I found it so attractive that I cannot stop. But because of you, I'm chanting now Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It's all because of you. And then he concludes. This is Chaitanya Madhya 9.37. Says, Shei Krishna tumi shakshat iha nirdharito eto kohi bipro prabhur charone porilo. So what did the Vipra say after saying that you made me say Krishna, Krishna? Vipra said, sir, you are that Lord Krishna himself. This is my conclusion. Saying this, the Brahman fell down at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the conclusion is there is no difference between Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But then, as Prabhupada said, he is more merciful than Krishna because he is showing us how to be a devotee. But there is somebody who is more merciful than Mahaprabhu. Can you guess who? He's sitting right there. Yeah. Yes, Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, because who taught us about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why I was saying that being a Bengali, I thought he was a saint. It was Srila Prabhupada who taught, okay, no, he is not just a saint or a pure devotee. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is such a misconception. Even now, if you go, so many of us, we do not believe or we do not know. Believing come later. First, we need to know it, that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We still believe he is a saintly person with wonderful qualities, and he is like, Sai Baba and stuffs like that. So we compare him, and it's an offense. And who saved us from committing this offense is Srila Prabhupada. In Chaitanya Mangal, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says to Narada Muni, Jodi papi chari dharma dura deshe jai mora senapati bhakta jaibe tothai. This is about Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying it to Narad Muni in Chaitanya Mangal. What is it says? It says, even if the sinner reject religion and go to foreign countries, my Senapati Bhakta, my Senapati Bhakta, military field commander, will go there and deliver them. So, you know, now we may think that Srila Prabhupada is no longer with us. How are we supposed to get the mercy? But that's not true. Srila Prabhupada is still living through us, you know, living with us through his legacy that he left behind, and through his books, through his lectures, to his conversations. And he is still with us. If you only if we try to realize him, he will still talk to us and help us. He never left us. And you know, when I was hearing this song, or rather the verse, if the sinner goes to the foreign land, my Senapati Bhakta will deliver them. And I was thinking for myself, whether it was in India or I was here when we came to US, we did not get introduced immediately to Krishna consciousness, so it took a while. But I was doing all sort of a thing which is called Vikarma in Bhagavad Gita, that is doing activities which are not in scripture, doing things opposite of what scripture prescribe. And it was Srila Prabhupada, you know, his disciple's disciple, who got us introduced to this wonderful, you know, movement called Krishna consciousness movement, the process. And so, as it's a Jodi Papi Chere, so I did Pap there back in India, and still was doing here. I came all the way to America to more Pap. But then Mora Senapati Bhakta, Jaibe Tatha, I will go there and deliver. And but then Srila Prabhupada appeared in my life and saved me for doing more Bikarma, and he taught me how to do Akarma. Akarma is when you neither collect piety nor you collect sin. You neither become a Punya person or become a Papi person, because either way you have to come back to either suffer or enjoy the actions of the reactions of your actions. So with grateful heart, at Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, praying him again and again and again, million times thanks to him that he introduced us Mahaprabhu. He introduced the main philosophy, the true philosophy, saving many of us from becoming a sahajiya or a bhogi or even a yogi, but helping us to become a bhakta, showing us a path of pure devotion. I would like to pause here, but before I pause here, there's a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita which I want you to recite with me. And Gurudev, who was Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he said that, you can see his picture here on the altar. Gurudev, his one statement says that if you serve Srila Prabhupada somehow or the other, you become very dear to Gaur Nitai. So if you want to become dear to Gaur Nitai, please put your head at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and how Bhakti Vinod was holding Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami's lotus feet. Please hold Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet and say, Kadiya Kadiya bole ami to adham, shikhaye sharona goti koroho uttam. We all from the lowest, we can become best if we hold Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, and Prabhupada will guide us through. Surely he will help us sail back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah. You can repeat after me. This is Antya 12.1. Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam Giyatam Giyatam Mura Chintatam Chintatam Bhaktas Chaitanya Charitamritam. O devotees, may the transcendental life and characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always be heard, chanted and meditated upon with great happiness. So I urge you all, please read Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you do not have the book, please get it. It's the biggest gift you can give to yourself or to anybody. Please read Chaitanya Charitamrita. If it is not interesting, as we were saying, shunite shunite, you will be greatly benefited. So with that I pause, and if there is any correction, addition, please go ahead.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please raise your hand.
All through the last 3 days, I was thinking how to say I don't know to your question. So please ask your question, but without expecting an answer or a right answer.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, amazing class. I think so it is kind of answered, but I was trying to understand that to get to Krishna our prayers, we have to have that six
Limbs of
fold
Sharan.
of Sharanagati.
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
How to get the prayers to Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, and similarly forward and to Srila Prabhupada and all his disciples. How
Yeah.
to get to them our prayers.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I was thinking. That's what I said. As Bhakti Vinod held tight Rupa Goswami's feet, we hold tight of Srila Prabhupada's feet, and he will guide us where we are meant to go. So is what my at least understanding is. Srila Prabhupada is our only way. He is our only Acharya. We of course read everybody, but then anything, anytime, it's Srila Prabhupada is our savior. So you hold tight of Srila Prabhupada, and he will show you Rupa Goswami's feet, for sure.
Any more questions? Or
Thank you for being a wonderful audience, for not asking question.
I have one.
Oh, okay.
If nobody else has it. So you're talking about Mahaprabhu's munificence,
Yeah.
how merciful he is.
Yeah.
If you have any of your favorite examples of him demonstrating his munificence, you can tell us
I
that.
was thinking of Nityananda Ram, which we all know. Mahaprabhu. I mean, Mahaprabhu gave us Srila Prabhupada. That can be the best thing that I can think of. Or if I can think of later, I'll get back to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's all give Her Grace Anuradha Prabhu a big Hari Bo. Hari Bo. Thank you so much for the wonderful class.